Look at those delightful pop-up headlights. Title regular, transmission bad. And I'll show you why in a moment. But, oh, isn't this thing just delightful? Hey, this is Gallagher today on this beautiful winter desert day down in Phoenix, Arizona. I am walking through, let's see, it is Pull and Save in Phoenix, Arizona. Right now I'm looking for a 2005 Lincoln Town Car. Not immediately seeing it. It's supposed to be in this row over here, but we are also on the lookout for junkyard cars. I'm in the Ford section at the moment. I've already seen a few, but I'm gonna go ahead and jump into this one. Look at this beautiful thing. Sold from 1979 to 1994, the Mercury Capri was a sport compact car that checked enough boxes to be classified as a grade A neat car. Originally developed for the British market as a European equivalent to the Mustang, smaller and lighter, it was better suited to be a sports car on British countryside roads than its fatter American cousin. It was first imported to the U.S. as a Ford Capri in 1969, later the Capri II in 1976, and finally the Mercury Capri in 1979. When it was introduced as the Mercury Capri in 1979, the Capri was no more than a more stylish fox body Mustang. In the 1980s, the Capri didn't receive as much attention as Ford gave the Mustang, and as such, it was the responsibility of third-party organizations to create unique and performance variants. One such variant was the ASC McLaren Capri, which received suspension, performance, and visual upgrades from McLaren and American Sunroof Corporation, ASC. There were two ASC McLarens available, a performance convertible and a performance coupe. The convertibles were the most modified, however, given Ford did not produce a factory Capri convertible. The windshield was raked further back, and many specialty parts were produced just for that one single vehicle, an uncommon practice at the time and still is today. This third-generation Capri here was created by Ford as a competitor to the Mazda Miata and Toyota MR2, and as such was redesigned as a two-door roadster. Back again was the goal of making a smaller, lighter sports car to complement the Mustang. This Capri was no longer produced in England, but instead was now Mercury's Thunder from Down Under, and was derived from the Australian Ford Laser. While both convertibles were similar in size and price, and unfortunately in the long run for Ford, the Capri and Miata were very different. The biggest long-term fail being that the Capri was front-wheel drive, while the Miata sent its power to the rear. The interior configurations were different as well. A big difference was that the Capri had a 2+2 seating configuration, while the Miata could only seat 2. The convertible Capris were available as a base and XR2 for all model years. The base was powered by a Mazda 1.6-liter dual overhead cam 4-cylinder rated at 100 horsepower, while the XR2 was powered by a turbocharged version of the 1.6-liter engine rated at a 132 horsepower. Both models had a 5-speed manual transmission that was standard, while a 4-speed automatic was optional for the base model only. Let's check out this naturally aspirated base model 1992 Mercury Capri. Title regular, transmission bad. And I'll show you why in a moment. Oh, isn't this thing just delightful? I left the door open. Bummer. Look at this thing. It is pretty neat. It's got actual wheels, which is nice, although they're not super great. The top is just toast in all sorts of different ways. A little teeny tiny fuel door that kind of lifts up, interestingly enough. This rear end on this thing is wild. Look at that. It's like these just go into a pocket. I mean, I'm not sure if I've seen these this close. I really like that. Again, there's that just toast top. These must be some kind of marking on these cars. You see there's some on the rear fender of that as well. Little tiny doors. Let's check under the hood and then go inside. This Mercury badge is, well, never mind. It's pretty scratched up. All right, where are you hiding? 4-cylinder engine. What does it have? It's got a 1.6-liter 4-cylinder. I mean, the engine didn't look to be in that bad a shape. It is now, but You know, none of these cams are really all that worn. Not too bad, anyway. Not too bad. No grooves or anything like that. Not too bad under here, except for the transmission, obviously. Let's take a look inside. Oh, yeah. Good old squeak. Don't you steal my Mercury Capri. Alright. Look at here. Man, that back seat is just tiny. Alright, we gotta get inside. So I'm 6'1", and imagine this seat's all the way back, and I fit perfectly. The seat is quite comfortable. It's not very cushioned, but it's comfortable. This is why the transmission is most likely fried, given it's an automatic with manual shift. How would one do that with just one button? Tried to open this a moment ago, and unfortunately, well, actually it was open, and I tried to close it, and unfortunately it doesn't open anymore. Interesting. So you'd think this would be the AC button, but no, it's this little guy down here with like grooves. 142,000 miles. Love dashboard pockets or shelves. Does have power windows, and they are on the door where they belong. Cheap little plastic door handles, unfortunately. Pillarless doors, being a convertible. Interesting. Let's see if... oh, what's down here? Oh, this is the headlight switch for the pop-up headlights, which I wish I could turn on for you. It does have an interesting looking old school Ford radio. I quite like this. Little tape player. Radio looks to be in good shape. Well, maybe not. I thought that was dirt. Well, the face is a little worn, but the rest of it appears to be in fabulous shape. And sure enough, mechanical blend doors. Hear it. Yeah. All right. Let's take a look if we can pop this top. All right. So how do we push to release? I don't see what I am supposed to push. Oh, it is released. Okay. So we got that. I saw this earlier, and I believe, sure enough, this seat comes down, and then, what does this do? It's locked, whatever it is, and the keys are not in it. Oh, yeah. Without being able to release these guys, we've got no chance of putting that top down. Oh, well. I would love to open the trunk, but that's also not going to happen without the key. I am definitely taking this little Capri badge. Little teeny tiny mud flaps, because she's just so curved in there. Oh, I'd love to see it with those headlights out. Fortunately, this is probably what kept it from being sold, although 1950 for a Capri with a roasted transmission is not the best deal.